things we're gonna do to the Prius. One thing for the radiator support up top here, I had to cut some holes in it because the way the factory radiator mounted to the car, I couldn't get this radiator in because it had like dipped down where the mounts were. I'll show you here what I mean. I'm gonna take this off and I wanna patch those holes back up because I just never liked the look of it. Just didn't wanna take the time yet to do that. So we're gonna do that now. And then I also got a shift kit for the transmission. It's a 4L60E in here, and if anyone knows anything about anything, these 4L60Es are garbage. So hopefully throw a shift kit in to help it a little bit. At some point, I do want to get it built. Just not going to do that right now. So yeah, tear into this thing and get this work done. So here's the top of that radiator. These are the holes I want to patch. And then clean up these welds and then probably just paint it again. And I got driver's side header wraps now. So hopefully I'll keep a little heat out. I got my panels in here and all the holes I'm not using welded shut, and then I ground them down. Now let's throw some putty on this to hide all my ugly patches and welding. Should turn out pretty nice. I got a first layer of putty on this, and I'm gonna sand it up, and then we'll get a nice layer of some like glaze putty to finish it off. Here's a shift kit we're gonna go with. This is the Transgo 4L60E HD2 kit. I've done one of these before, but it was probably 20 years ago. So we'll get through this. And I was really hoping I wouldn't have to remove the exhaust, but I'm gonna have to remove the exhaust. I'm just not gonna be able to get it. And if I get these wraps soaked in oil, that's just a pretty good fire hazard, I would say. So I gotta get the exhaust out. Then we can pull the pan off. All right, we got the first step done. This is a 2nd and 4th gear piston, I believe. It's up here in the side. Luckily, I cut enough floor out that I can able to get that out with the transmission still in. We had to add 2 shims in there, put it together without the O-rings, and then I had to turn the drive shaft, and if it turns pretty easy, I'm good to go. If it's too hard to turn, you're supposed to remove a shim. So we got both shims in that came with the kit, and then we're gonna put this cap back on, which is gonna be a little bit of a pain. So I got a little ratchet strap here. It's gonna hold a pry bar to hold pressure in while I can get the snap ring in and up there. All right, we got mostly every step done except for everything on the separator plate. And reason being, I am ordering a new separator plate because when I tore this apart, see right there, that check ball was stuck in that plate. See right there? It sticks in there. That plate is completely worn out. That's pushing like as hard as I can to get that thing back out of there. So ordered a new separator plate. Hopefully it'll be here soon, and then we can put this back in because I'm not reusing it with that check ball. I guess we'll cover this stuff up to keep the dirt out, and then we're gonna move back on to working on a little radiator support piece. So I got some more putty today because I was out. It's been a while since I've used any of this stuff. And we'll just do another coat across here and clean this up a little more. And I got some primer sprayed on it now. Let this dry and I'll give it a quick little sanding to the primer and be ready to paint it some silver. And I got a new work light for the workbench here. Although I had to put it way up there. I'd rather have it like under there, but it's too long for it. Anyway, got my new separator plate. And these gaskets are like glued to it or something, so I'm just gonna leave those gaskets on and not even use the ones in the shift kit. The other difference is it has these screens that are flat. The old one had these screens, and you're supposed to put a little metal piece in here, right here, to keep the screens from collapsing on themselves, but I guess I'm not gonna do that. I'll just leave these flat ones in here. So I got all the little holes, like these holes right here, I had to drill out bigger. That one was already big and the instructions said it was okay. I had to drill that one out. I think I had to do that one. There's a bunch on there. I was checking them off as I go. So yeah, just about ready to put this back on the valve body, make sure all the check balls are where they belong. So let's get this back together. The valve body bolted back up into the transmission case. All my wires hooked back up and everything. Hopefully everything's good. We gotta put the filter in. Just gotta throw the pan back on now. All right, we got the transmission all back together and the pan back in. And we got fluid in it. I think enough that I can get it started here.
Fixed it yet?
I'm working on it, okay?
Okay.
So we're gonna start up for the first time here and hopefully it goes into gears. And then we'll check our fluid levels and hopefully no leaks also. Getting or it's gonna get loud.
I want to come in.
Just stay there. I don't see any leaks. Let's hope for the best. Tires are spinning. There's second gear. What? See if we have reverse. Yep, we got reverse. All right, so we got first gear there. First. There's second. There's third. There's fourth. So we got all the gears. Back to neutral. I think that'll work. Unfortunately, snowed a bunch again last night, so we won't be road testing it today, but maybe this weekend. It's supposed to be a little warmer. Did have to add a little bit more oil. It's going down. Got my little contraption set up here. Reach it down in there. Let that drain in. We'll check it again. It's kind of hard because filling through this tube, I put the dipstick down in, it just covers it all with oil anyway, so might have to let it sit a while and then try it again later. Let all that stuff get out of the dipstick tube. And I finished up my top of the radiator support here. Got it all fixed up, smoothed up, painted, clear coated. Threw a sticker on it. You know, that adds a couple horsepower. Might throw a couple more on just so you add more horsepower. Leak check under here, everything looks good. Nothing dripping out. I was a little worried about the pan, but I did put some RTV and the gasket on and dipstick too, but so far no leaks. We'll drive it and then let it sit, but that's gonna have to wait for another day because I'm not driving it now. I don't know if I'd get down my driveway. Well, rather back up the driveway with these tires and rear wheel drive. Okay, we're gonna take this Prius for a test drive with the new shift kit. Get out here to the road and hopefully all goes well. Second, third, fourth. That might be converter lock. Seems to be all right. We'll get it warmed up before we get on it a little bit, but okay, let's see how these shifts are. We won't do wide open this time, but oh, we got no traction. were definitely spinning first, and I was barely on the throttle. We'll just try a light takeoff here. Oh, there's second. There's third. Nope. Yeah, we'll try a little bit more. We'll get her spinning this time. That didn't even try. Phew.
This thing's a beast, right, Daddy?
Huh?
I said this thing's a beast.
Yeah. It smells like rubber in here for some reason.
Yeah. This thing is crazy. Who knew a Prius could be like this?
Who knew, huh?
Uh-huh.
Ready?
Uh-huh. Jeez.
I was barely trying.
Oh boy.
Did you look behind me?
Yeah.
Ready?
Woo! This thing is insane. Here comes the Prius.
Well, I think the shift kit seems to work all right. This thing runs better than I remember. So we just need some nicer weather to start driving it more often. But I guess that's a wrap on the shift kit. What I didn't show on here is I was trying to replace the torque converter solenoids also, because maybe someone can give me some pointers on what could be going on. When I put this in gear, the car really pulls. Now I thought when I had the 5.3 in here, I had a stock torque converter in here, and I thought maybe that was the issue with having a cam and everything. So when I did the 6.0, I got a 32 to 3400 stall Circle D converter, put it in, still does the same thing. Even when it's cold, it kind of wants to stall. It's almost like it's acting like the converter's locked up or something's really tight in the transmission. So I was hoping the shift kit would do something. And then I replaced those solenoids, hoping maybe one of them was like stuck and putting some pressure to the converter clutch or something, but it doesn't seem to fix that. So for the time being, we're just gonna run it like this. It is drivable. If it tears up the transmission, whatever, whenever this transmission goes, we'll get one built or buy a built transmission or whatever. One problem I did have before was I never had first gear when I was in manual one. It would only go to second, and I did find when I did the shift kit, which I think I showed earlier, and the separator plate was really worn out, and the 1-2 shift check ball was stuck in the plate. I put a new separator plate in the transmission, and now I seem to have first gear. So at least we figured that out. Guess we'll have to deal with the car pulling issue, but thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. All right, then we also got the kid a new dirt bike for him. So hopefully we'll get some videos of this baby. So this is a TTR 90, and we just put some graphics on it today because the other ones are pretty tore up. And yeah, we got 10 horsepower plus stickers. And actually, that reminds me, we had an extra 10 horsepower plus sticker. We should go put it on the Prius.
Okay.
You want to go do that?
Sure. Where do you think they're putting it? Like right there?
Yeah, we're gonna put it on here somewhere.
Okay. Here's the graphics. see. Right there's the temperature.
Alright, let's go this way.
What about, I'll say right there.
Here? Down here? Right there? Right there? Here?
I would say like.
I think right there.
What I was gonna say was maybe like right there with all the other stickers, but we just put it there.
Or maybe this side to balance out some stickers.
I think it
I like
would
right
either
there.
be there
Fits
or
here
there.
real perfect.
Yeah.
Let's go here. It fits real nice there. There we go. That's good for another 10 horsepower. And also on the dirt bike, we had to add the C-Boy stickers. And I know the whole name, 6'7", you know, but it was a surprise for him.
Make sure to go check out C-Boys